Hey guys, it's Kay here and I'm with
Bukola.
So Buki and I decided to link up and we'll be bringing you a conversation about our experiences here in the UAE, you know, with me coming from South Africa, currently in Fujairah, and with
I'm coming from Nigeria, and we would just like to share our experiences with you guys, some of our experiences with you guys living in the UAE. So if you're planning on coming to the UAE or you're already in the UAE and you want to know what it's like for some African girls living in this country, then you should watch this video.
Yes, don't go anywhere. Okay, we'll cut off that last part. No.
All right, we'll see you later.
Oh yeah, we can go. Like we can come along. We're at the beach and we are going to be starting with our conversation. I'm here with Bukola and Kay. Do make sure that you click on that subscribe button, guys. And if you have not checked out her channel, please go check Bukola. If you're watching this from her channel, please make sure that you check out Kay Unfiltered on YouTube and subscribe because it's about to go.
Okay, so we're going to be asking each other some of the most asked questions that we've been getting on both our channels. Yeah, like some of the questions that you guys have been asking, and we just want to touch them from different perspectives. So the first question I have here would be, Kay, can you tell us what is the one thing that was a big shock for you when you came to the UAE? What's the one thing that you felt like, oh my god, why did I come here?
Yeah.
Because I know you've had that moment.
I think the biggest thing for me, like coming from South Africa as well, would be the people here, like the vibe. Yeah. I feel like, you know, like back at home in SA, like people are friendly basically. Like you would walk into the supermarket and if you're lost and you're looking for something, you could easily go, hey, you know, I'm looking for this. Or like when you walk into a lift, we are bullies. You know, like you greet everyone. Like you walk into the lift and you're like, good morning, how's everyone? But here, I mean, the first time I went to work, I was in the office and I walked into the office and I was greeting and like literally nobody said hi back to me. It was so strange. Like I was just thinking, is it me? Was I not audible? And then I realized that much later, that's how things are. Yeah.
When I go out, the way some people stare at me, and you know, some people try to touch my hair, like, oh, is that your hair? Is it a real hair? Is it a wig? How do you wear that? You know, these questions are like, come on, everybody knows this.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's it for me.
I think also like conversations as well. You have to be aware that when you're in the UAE, you have to be aware of what you say, of what you speak about, especially with the locals, because it can be considered haram. Like I've got sex or dating or alcohol, because all of that is haram. So like you sort of have to be aware of your surroundings. So the next question is, how is the UAE different to your country when it comes to clothing?
When I was in my country, I used to shop, but coming to the UAE, I realized that, I mean, there are websites where you can shop for clothes like Shein. You can get cheap clothes like Zara. There are lots of websites where you can get clothes from, and they're pretty expensive compared to my country. And they're not just expensive, they're not like my taste. Like some of them are not like what I really want to wear.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
And one thing you need to know is that it depends on where you actually work, because if you're doing a job where you have to wear like uniform, then eventually you really don't need so much clothes.
I have to agree with the part where you were talking about the style of clothing. Like that's the first thing I realized when I got here. It's even Shein AE is not like the Shein back at home. Like,
right?
It's so different.
Right?
Like I'm expecting, because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna just get my two-piece sets, I'm gonna get my dresses and stuff, but yeah, it's so conservative. Like the clothing here, you can get like your ripped jeans and stuff like that, but like a lot of the stuff here obviously appeals to the market, and the market here is quite conservative as well. So I mean, I have to shop for clothing, you know, when I go to school, and like I have to be looking for stuff that covers me up, like I have to be looking for like long sleeve stuff, but you know, on a day-to-day I can wear whatever I want. So that's the other thing about being here, is that you can, like, you know, dress in whatever you want to, but question is, can you find the clothes that you want, you know, without having to wait like 2 weeks or so for you know, clothes on.
Speaking of wearing whatever you want, I thought that when I was in my country, I heard that, oh, in the UAE you cannot dress however you like, you have to cover up, you know, you have to. But coming here, bruv, like there's so many ladies just going around in really short shorts, if you know what I mean, like short and some really crop tops, and you're like, okay, are we still in the UAE? So I mean, that's a big lie. As if you've ever heard anything about people saying, oh, if you're in the UAE you have to cover up. First of all, it's hot. It's really hot. So I don't think they can force anybody to, you know, cover up that much, except you're going to like certain places. You know, if you're going to like government office or something, then maybe you need to wear a certain length of skirts. But if you're just going around, I mean, you can just wear anything you want. Honestly, it's free. I just realized that we didn't invite you guys to try out this lovely gelato we are having at the Umbrella Beach,
which is actually becoming milkshake, guys. Like, it's like dripping. Right?
Question, like, how has it been for you? How is the food here compared to food in your country? And you know, before I'll let you answer that, I will answer, because I'm a big lover of food. I love food so much, you guys, and I love good food. And coming here, I think it's harder on us Africans because we have like really unique cuisine. Who's gonna give me a goosey soup, you guys? Who's gonna give me jollof rice? You know what I mean? So it's hard to find my kind of food here. It's very hard to find my kind of food here, and even when I find it, it's really expensive. And coming here, I'm spending like 10,000 naira to buy like a small cup of egusi or something. Like, it's weird. So I think that's something you should be ready for, because you definitely would feel left out when it comes to food in this place.
True. I mean, I was so happy when I could eventually find a South African store. It was like an online store, but like before that, all I had, guys, was rice and pasta. Like being fight rice and pasta all the time. And then I found this store, but just like 5 kilograms of maize meal is like 400 rands. Like literally 400 rands for maize meal. Like, it's a struggle. And even when you do go out and you find food, like she just said, like it doesn't taste the same. Like it'll never like taste like home. The best bet you have is like making it at home. But even like down to the spices, even, you know, like the spices, like, you know, they have different. That Arabic taste. You're like, what's happening? You know? Like so. I mean, you can find the food. I mean, it's not like totally inaccessible, but you just will pay far more. Like, just don't convert, basically. Just you know what, just pay for it. Please. Speaking of food, guys, there are some restaurants that you can actually try out here for like a taste of home, nyana, you know. I know in Dubai there are like some South African restaurants. I went to Tasha's this one time and it was amazing. Like, it reminded me of home. You know,
I would really like to try South African food.
So you should go to Nando's. Actually, there's Nando's as well. There's Debonair's Pizza. So I mean, every now and again you can find, you know, the stuff that is similar to back home. And I mean, there's chain restaurants as well, like your McD's, your KFC, even though they'll be like slightly different, but you sort of, it's something that you are used to, so it won't be like completely foreign, you know. What about you? Like, are there places, like, you know, places where you can go get Nigerian authentic?
I mean,
authentic.
There's this one place where my friend was recommending to me. It's called Kiza. It's in the IFC. they have really good Nigerian food there. They have really good African food there, actually, and they have good African music, because you know the vibes, guys. You have to eat that food with that vibe, with the music going on in the background. So I think that Kiza is a good place to go to eat. And besides that, I don't think I know any other place. Yeah, Kiza.
Yeah, but if you are in the UAE and you're watching this, please leave some recommendations in the comment section.
Yes.
I mean, it would
it would be really good.
Yeah. So the next question that we have is, how accessible are African hairstylists here compared to our countries? So compared to Nigeria and South Africa.
Yeah.
Hair is a big thing. Hey, so I have to say I'm stuck here because in Fujairah there's only a few people that can get your hair done, and that's probably true for most other parts of the UAE, especially if it's not like in the big city. But my hair is expensive. Like fiber is really expensive. So like for my hair piece, I paid 200 dirhams for 5 pieces of hair, and that's like 1,000 rands, guys. It's like too much, and I still paid 250 to get my hair done.
Ooh.
So it's
It's expensive.
it is expensive, but I mean, it is what it is. We're here and we have to get our hair done. I don't know, what about you, Baki?
It's expensive making your hair in the UAE, 100%. Like, and it's not just expensive, it's hard to find stylists. You know, if you go to these shops, they tell you you pay 800 dirhams to make your hair.
No,
So
it's a
what
lot.
I do, so here is where you need to get connected to some African ladies that know how to make hair. So you can easily call someone to come to your house, maybe someone who already has a full-time job and is just doing this as a side business. You know, you can just call them up, like, okay, come do my hair for me, I would pay you so amount. You know, just try to bargain with them. So that's what I've been doing, honestly, because if you say you want to go sit in a salon for them to make your hair for you, bro, they will cut your head off with their prices. So yeah, that's what I do. That's how I've been able to survive. And again, the wigs never let me down. You know what I mean? Always wearing wigs. Right, okay. Next question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So the next question is, what's the one thing you were told about the UAE that you discovered wasn't true when you arrived?
Ooh, a lot of things, eh? A lot of things, but I'll just pick one. Since we just talked about food and how difficult food is to get here, the one thing I was told was that pork products are not available. So I was literally like binging on ribs. Like I was like pork ribs, pork bacon before I left, because I was like, you know, like this is the last time I'm having pork. But it is available. I mean, there are some stores that sell pork, although like in the huge chain supermarkets, you won't really get it. Like you'll get like pork substitutes, but you can get pork products. You can get pork bacon, your pork chops, your pork ribs, all of that. So yeah, come to the UAE, please.
Come for pork.
Yes. So what about you? What about you, Buki?
For me, oh my god, there were a lot of things that people said about the UAE that's definitely not true. And one of them would be that African girls will come to the UAE, come majorly for prostitution. Like 95% of them come for prostitution. That's what the story is. And they make it sound like when you come here, you're just forced into prostitution. Like it's some kind of bondage. Like, oh, when you arrive here, you're just thrown straight into prostitution. That's not true. Like, it's so not true. You have a choice, just like you have a choice in your country. Just like you have a choice wherever you are. If you go to the US, if you go to the UK, like anywhere you go, you have a choice to decide, like, okay, do I want to be a prostitute or not? Do I want to sell my body for money or not? So it's your choice. The life is here to live as a normal person. Like, it's not true that all African girls come here for prostitution. The old story on Twitter, the way people are trying to not, you know, present the whole thing, like, oh, if you come to Dubai, that's straight up, that's what you're gonna do. No, No, it's not true.
Okay, guys, yeah, it might be happening somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're not saying it's not happening totally.
Absolutely.
But it's not the only thing that black girls like us come here to do, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you should be able to like stand your ground as well and say, you know what, I'm just going to earn a living the way I want to. And there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think we should also say that, you know, it's your choice.
Yes,
like
yes,
you can choose
exactly.
to do it or
it's your choice.
not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's your choice. You have a choice. So don't feel like, oh, when I come there, I have to be forced to do this, just like the other girls. No, it's not true. You don't have to.
Whew. Elephant off the room. So the next question that we have is about dating. So how's dating in this country compared to in Nigeria?
Disastrous. I'm kidding. It's different. I mean, people in my country are thinking about commitment, you know. They're concerned about if this person genuinely loves me. They're talking about love. They're talking about affair, you know, some deep stuff. But here in the UAE, it's different. It's just, let's have fun. You know, let's shake our ass on the beach. So it's totally different here in the UAE. I mean, people are not thinking about settling down with you or even spending the rest of their life with you. You're just thinking about spending the next few days with, and then we see where it goes from.
I also think there's like a lot of stereotypes. I mean, I have to agree. We come from countries like where, you know, when you go out there in the dating market, you're looking for someone to settle down with, basically.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, because you know, a lot of people are just in and out, like touch and go type of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't speak so much from my own experience, but I know when I first got here, like I used to go out with my friends, and you can't even have like a decent conversation without someone thinking you want something.
Exactly.
And I think the other thing that I want to address are the stereotypes about black women here. Like everyone just thinks that just because you're a black lady, you're just looking for, you know, you're just looking to give yourself in exchange of money, you know. And I don't think that's always the case.
No.
I think that's how rigged the whole system is. You know, men have just gotten used to just, you know, using us to pay us, and women are just out there hunting. I mean, there are women that go to bars and, you know, they're looking for someone who's gonna buy their drinks and stuff. But at the same time, if you are there and you're looking to build something with someone, and you're looking to have like an honest relationship with the person, I don't think the UAE would be the place for you.
You just have to present yourself how you want to be addressed.
Oh yeah, like, you know, state your needs.
Yes, be clear about what you want. Be sure about what you want. Because if you're everywhere, then you're going to get anything. Be sure about what you want and act like it, so people of your type would be attracted. So finally, the last question I have for you, okay, is, what's your favorite thing to do in the UAE? What do you like?
Compared to being in South Africa. So guys, when I was back at home, I was like the most active person. Like I had a bike, I used to cycle, used to hike quite a lot, used to jog at night. But I have to tell you this, it's virtually impossible for you to be running here, especially during the day. Like maybe in the evening you can do it, but it's hot. Like it's so hot. Like, I mean, even in summer, it's even worse in the evenings, because even the air itself is hot. Like you're trying to breathe, but it's hot. But I mean, there are plenty of things to do here. I mean, for one, in Fujairah, you can like go to the beach. Like we're at the beach right now, much later though, because in the afternoon it's scorching hot. I don't really go out a lot, but every now and again I go hiking, parasailing, boat riding, yeah, I mean, go out to restaurants is a big thing here. Like people just go out to take pictures at restaurants. So, and there's like plenty more things to do, I suppose, in Dubai.
So far, what I love to do is go to the beach. You know, the water here is fair. I mean, it's not so clear, but it's okay. You know, you can just lay on the beach, breathe a book or just press your phone and enjoy the sun and the water and the atmosphere. So I really love to be on the beach. I love hearing the kids shouting and everything just happening all at once. So that's my favorite thing to do. I mean, I couldn't do that in my own country. It's not like you cannot do that. Maybe you could, but I never did. So that's something I enjoy doing here in Dubai.
Yeah, and I think like last night I was taking a stroll at the beach and we were just looking at how like you could just leave your belongings, guys. Like, I mean, this one time I saw people, they just had their phones there, like they literally took off their clothes, put their clothes there, cell phone there, like onto the beach, like I'm just like,
you can never do
guys,
that in my country.
No.
You can never do that. That's why you don't even think about going to this kind of places because you're worried like, oh, maybe someone's going to grab my bag.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, yeah.
And that's the other nice thing about the UAE actually is that you can leave your bag, forget your cell phone somewhere, and you return and it's there.
Yeah,
like it's quite safe. And I think that's what makes people at ease as well.
Yes.
Like it just makes it so much better to go out. If you want to go out, you don't have to worry that it's too late. That's another thing. Like you can go out quite
anytime.
late.
You can actually be out anytime. And it's interesting because we have lots of nationalities here, and to think that these things are still in place, it's really amazing. Thumbs up to the UAE
and for bringing people together. I mean, look at us now, girl. Yeah, so like bringing people from all around the world. Like I said, I think on one of my videos that that's the lovely thing about the UAE is that you can make connections, you can meet people from all around the world, and it's amazing. And you have made it to the end. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was lovely having this conversation. I mean, I had a great time with you, Buki. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let us know what you would like us to cover next. If there's anything that you're still curious about, that you would like to know from a South African perspective or a Nigerian perspective, let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and
share the video. If you know someone who would like to see this, you can share with them as well. How do you say thank you in South Africa?
Siyabonga. So it's Siyabonga because it's two of us. Si, like no, si, ya, bonga. Yeah.
Siyabonga.
Okay, so first one.
Siyabonga. Thank you. Bye.